Rochelle here, and I'm back to share some yarn goodness with you all today. Okay, so today I am going to be going over my plans and goals and aspirations. No, it's not really that serious. Of 2023. Yeah, I gotta get used to that, y'all. Anyway, let's jump in, okay? Because I got goals and plans and things I need to tell y'all. All right. Did you know that crocheters also like to use luxury yarn? Many people don't think so. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Of course, I will say it depends on your definition of nice. Because you know what? Some people may say that acrylic is nice. Some people say that cotton is nice. And you know what? If that's your definition of nice luxury yarn, then do you. It is perfectly fine. There is nothing wrong with it. But the yarn that I am talking about in particular is natural fibers. Wool and yak and all that good stuff. All the blue-faced lusters, the cashmere. Yes, y'all, crocheters can use that too. And I don't know why anybody would think differently. I really don't know why. But yes, that is one of my top goals, is to crochet with, I don't want to say unconventional, but crochet with yarns that I just don't see people crocheting with, because you know what? We can use it too. And of course, I knit and crochet, and I try to use different types of yarn for each crafts, whether it be cotton, acrylic, superwash, non-superwash, whatever. I use whatever, and you should too. But in particular for crocheters, for whatever reason, some people, I don't know, some people don't think that we use anything other than acrylic or other than yarn. And so, yeah, we got to change that, y'all. So, also, not hand spun, unspun yarn. Yes, I want to crochet with some unspun yarn. In particular, I want to try Nutiden. Yes, I want to try Nutiden, and I've got to find out where even to buy it. Yeah, I should probably start with that first. But yes, I want to try some of that. It is an unspun yarn that I'm excited to use. It looks soft, but when you're dealing with non-superwash, sometimes looks can be deceiving, and then you get it and then it's super scratchy. So I don't know. Regardless, I would like to try that. All right, y'all. Another thing that I want to do in terms of my plans for crochet is I want to crochet a sweater. Yes, I want to crochet a sweater, and I have two options. All right, so the very first option is the Emilia sweater by the Easy Design. Now, this is a pay pattern, and it uses worsted weight, which is my favorite type of weight of yarn. Now, it does have a nice oversized fit, and it has wide sleeves. And you all know from my quartz pullover, I love a good wide sleeve. Also, it only has one row repeat, which is great because sometimes you'll get projects or patterns that have like an 8-row repeat, and there's no way to memorize that. So just a 1-row repeat. And also, I love the double V-neck design in the front and the back. I think that is a wonderful, wonderful detail. And I will talk about the sizes for all of these patterns at the end of the video. Okay, so I'm not sure which yarn I'm going to use for that. I don't know. I mean, it does require a lot of yarn. I think for me, what I need to work on in terms of garments is learning how to size myself. Because I'm like wider at the top and smaller in the waist. And the thing is, like, I just finished a really big project, and y'all, it did not fit well at all after I blocked it. And the worst part of it is not only did I spend a lot of time on this project, but I also spent a lot of money on this project. And so for me, in terms of garments, whether it be crochet or knitting, I don't really know. I think I want to understand my body a lot more before I start using expensive yarn on garments. Yeah, I will say my last two crochet garments fit me really well. I did crochet the Saturday sweater. I did crochet it a little bit long, but it's totally fine. So I think when it comes to crochet, I know how to size my body better than I do with knitting. So I don't know what yarn I'm going to use with this. So we'll have to see. All right. So we have the basic V-neck sweater by Ashleigh Kanisi. Kanisi? Pretty sure I butchered that. Anyway, Kanisi. This is a pay pattern, but it is free on her blog. And it is also using a worsted weight. And it also has the double V-neck design, which I love. I think that's so nice. Now, for this sweater, it is going to require some seaming, which, I mean, you could probably just do like a whip stitch or a slip stitch. I like to use, sometimes like I'll seam crochet garments with like a single crochet. So it really just depends on what you want to do in order to seam it. And one exciting thing about this sweater is that it uses the Trinity stitch. That is totally new to me. I've been crocheting like forever, and I have never made or heard of the Trinity stitch. So if you have heard of that, or maybe you have made a garment using the Trinity stitch, let me know in the comments below. Okay, moving on. I want to crochet a cardigan. Yes, so several years ago, I attempted to make a cardigan. It was by Bob Wilson 123. No, but she's known as Crochet with Claire now. And I totally made it too big. Like totally made it too big. Yeah, and so I want to give it a go again and crochet a cardigan. So because I like options, I have two options in these. And I wanted to say that I'm sure, you know, a few of you or a lot of you are familiar with Expression Fiber Arts. You're familiar with seeing Shandy a lot. And so you will see her in quite a few of the photos that I use. But I want to let you all know that these patterns are designed by different people. They're not designed by Shandy. However, they are published by Expression Fiber Arts. So I will be saying the pattern name and the individual designer. Okay? So the first one is called the Glacadh, and that is by Janica York Carter. And it is published by Expression Fiber Arts. It's a pay pattern, and it uses a DK weight, which is nice. And it uses the foundation single crochet, front post stitches, and you know, and the front post stitches is like for the ribbing on the cuffs, and it uses a herringbone double crochet. I have not done a herringbone crochet or herringbone double crochet, so I'm going to be heading to YouTube University to figure that one out. So yeah, I'll have to learn how to do that. And also you just need to know how to work in the round, which, you know, isn't really that difficult. So I'm really excited about this one. Sometimes I get a little intimidated when it comes to learning new stitches, but YouTube's got my back. I'm going to figure out how to do it. And a fun fact about the Glacadh is that Glacadh is an Irish word for embrace. So I just think that's really nice. The second cardigan that I have is called the Caitri, and this is by Melissa Ferguson. And it is a paid pattern using sport weight yarn. And this has positive ease between 4 and 5 inches. And I'm really working on positive ease because I have found that I have been making things too big for myself because I haven't like I go by the bust measurement, but then I am not factoring positive ease in it as well. So I really do need to improve on that. And so, yeah, it looks really roomy, really cozy, and I'll be able to style it in a lot of different ways. And it also uses the herringbone stitch. So, you know, yeah, I got to work on learning that herringbone stitch because I am going to be using it a lot. I love that it has pockets. You can never have enough pockets because look, I need somewhere to hold my chapstick and my stitch markers and my tape measure as I tote them from room to room. And so I'm really excited about that. And a fun fact about Caitri. Caitri is the name of the designer's cousin. And in Gaelic, Caitri means pure. So I just love these little stories that go with each of these patterns. So I don't know, I just think that's really cool. All right, y'all. Moving on to my next goal. This year, I am participating in the Shawl-la-la-long by Jackie of Crochet ADHD. Jackie says it a lot better than I do. And I will leave a link to her video in the description box below. So yes, for this make along, you can crochet or knit a shawl. And so the only rule is, or the biggest rule is that it has to be a shawl that has less than 40 projects in Ravelry. She's doing this to really help bring awareness to really nice crochet or knit shawl patterns that people have just been sleeping on. Like they haven't, done them. And so that personally aligns with another one of my goals, which I will talk about afterwards. But this make along runs from January 15th through March 31st. And Jackie was nice enough to create a Ravelry bundle to make it easier for you to find these patterns. And so when I went and I looked at her her Ravelry bundle, there was a shawl in there that I was going to make anyway. Like the shawl has been in my Ravelry queue for ages, and I was going to make that, I was going to make it anyway. And so I was like, this is perfect because now I kind of like have an incentive to really crochet this shawl. So I'm really excited about that. Now, the shawl that I want to make for this make along is the Simple Asymmetric Mohair Shawl by Amanda Manis. It is a free pattern, and the pattern calls for holding fingering weight and lace weight together, but I am actually going to be using 2 fingering weight yarns and holding them double. And so the thing about this yarn is, I would say one of these is definitely fingering. I mean, they're both classified as fingering weight, but to me they look so thin, like they're not much bigger than lace weight. But the first I have here is by String to Stitches yarn, and unfortunately I don't think she's dyeing yarn anymore. Yeah, I don't think so, but if I find out, I'll drop it below, but I really don't think she is. Anyway, this is on the Legion base. It is a 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon blend, and it is a 2-ply. It's 400 yards, 100 grams, and the name of the color is Autumn Breeze Fall Leaves. And y'all, the name is perfect. Like, the name is perfect. I know when I am dyeing yarn and thinking about names, the names really come to me like after the yarn is dried, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's it, But this is beautiful. And so she gave me this yarn years ago, and I've just been sitting with it, and I've been trying to figure out what to do with it because I wanted, I wanted to save it for something special. And so this shawl is it. And I will be holding it double with this. And I'm so happy that these two kind of like coordinate together, and they kind of have like that same type of color palette. But it is also by String to Stitches yarn. And this is on her Kiddo base. And this one is 75% superwash merino wool and 25% nylon. And this one is a 4-ply. So using these two together is definitely going to be interesting, but I think it's going to be great. So this particular one has 463 yards, 100 grams, and the colorway is called It's Fall, y'all. Perfect name. I mean, this is just very, very fall-like. So I'm excited to use these together. And so if you don't want to hold the yarn double with, with a lace weight or with another fingering weight yarn, The pattern does call for 415 yards of fingering weight yarn, so you can just simply use one skein. If you have that one skein of fingering weight yarn hanging around and you have no idea what to do with it, you can use it for that. So I'm excited. These are beautiful and they're soft. They're so soft and very squishy because it's like 400 yards each. Like, that's awesome. All right, let's see what else I have. So another goal that I have is to support and bring awareness to crochet designers. And that kind of goes hand in hand with, you know, with the make along, which is why I was so excited about this, because I had been having the goal to really like support and, you know, let people know about crochet designers out there. And so when I saw what this make along was about, I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I wanted to do. So that's why I'm like so ready for it. But in the yarn community, knitting designers are very well known. Not all knitting designers, but I kind of feel like, you know, like we have a top 5 or like a top 10, like the big names in the knitting community, which is awesome. I've definitely made a few patterns from those designers, but I feel like in the crochet world or just in the yarn community in general, I don't really feel like crochet designers get that same kind of, I don't know, that same kind of popularity. So yes, I definitely want to bring awareness to some crochet designers, whether they are small or whether they are bigger designers. It really doesn't matter to me. So let me know in the comment section below if you have some crochet designers that you would like to recommend. So that'd be great. And then other people in the comments can see your recommendations and perhaps check that crochet designer out. So yeah. All right, y'all. Moving right on along. I want to crochet a summer top, and I have 2 options that I was thinking about making. So the first one is the Dicentra tee by Stephanie Erin, and it is a paid pattern. Now it does use a DK weight yarn, and so the yarn that I am going to be using is this beautiful bright blue yarn. No neutrals here, y'all. So I want to use this beautiful yarn, and this is Cascade Yarn Cantata, and it is 70% cotton and 30% superwash merino wool. And so I do believe, let's see, I know it's not worsted weight. I think because it's like a chainette or it's a blown yarn, it looks like it could be a worsted weight. But a lot of times with chainette yarn, it's a little hard to tell. But it's definitely between a DK and a worsted. It doesn't have it written on here, but I'll probably have to go on the website and check it out. Yeah, it doesn't have a weight on here. But that's fine though, because it really does look like between a DK. But it does say that it's 100 grams, 3.5 ounces, 218 yards, 200 meters. That's really making me think it's a worsted. Let's see, they recommend a US 9 5.5 millimeter. So yeah, I'm thinking worsted weight. Anywho, I want to use this beautiful squishy yarn. Yes. So what I like about this particular pattern is that it is a top-down circular yoke. And as I talked about in my last video, I wasn't sure if circular yokes were for me because of my wide shoulders. But hey, I like them. So yes, it has a circular yoke and then it has a V-neck design in it, which is really nice. And it does have between 2 and 4 inches of positive ease. So I think that will allow the shirt to kind of drape really nicely. And also, y'all, it's going to be hot here in North Carolina. So having some nice breezy clothing would be a really good idea. And also the pattern does call for some waist shaping. So yeah, excited about that. Now, what I really like about this pattern is the really nice lace detail on the sleeves. I just think that's so nice, and I haven't worn anything like that in forever, so I think it'll be nice to kind of have that detail there. Okay, I have one more for the summer tops. It is the Mandisa by CheVon Bell. So this is a pay-for pattern, and it requires fingering weight yarn. You all know how I feel about fingering weight yarn, but I think I can handle a sleeveless top. I personally don't really gravitate towards sleeveless tops unless I'm using them as like a layering piece. But what I do like about this particular top is that it does have a little overhang on the shoulders, and so I do like that detail about it. And so it has like a really open top, but then it has like the ribbing at the bottom to really shape that waistline. And a fun fact about this particular top, shirt, t-shirt, I would say top, yeah. Mandisa means sweet in South Africa. I thought that was cool. And the words of, okay, so Mandisa has an African Xhosa origin, which is really cool. And there's also a knitted version of this top called the Keziah. I hope I'm saying that right, but yes, it is a knitted version, which also looks really, really nice. And this pattern has 0 to 4 inches of positive ease. So not a whole lot, but like I said, it is open up top and it does cinch at the bottom. So I think you can work around with that. All right, y'all. Another goal that I have is to crochet a vest. So I have really come to like vest. I don't know where it came from, but all of a sudden I just like wearing vest. They also make great layering pieces over jeans, and I like to wear long skirts, and yeah, I think it'll be really nice to make a vest. And of course, I have a couple of options. So the first option is the adult crochet V-neck vest, and that is by Yarnspiration Design Studio. And this is a free pattern, and it uses Erin weight, which I like. And I love, love, love the stitch detail, and also the textured neckline is really nice. And the second option that I have is the Amber Waves Travel Wrap by Kristina Smiley. And it is a paid pattern. It requires a DK weight yarn, and it uses color work and the griddle stitch. I had never heard of a griddle stitch in crochet, so I had to look it up. I was like, maybe this is a typo or something, but what in the world is the griddle stitch? So I went and I looked it up, and sure enough, it is a real crochet stitch. Completely brand new to me. And if you've ever made anything with the griddle stitch, let me know. I would love to know. But apparently the griddle stitch is just a combination of single and double crochets. I'm not quite sure how it's constructed, but hey, I can do single crochets. I can do double crochets. I can figure this out. So we'll see. And the vest also has a really, really beautiful mosaic trim down at the bottom, and so that's fun. And it has a two stitch repeat pattern. So I'm guessing that's like the single and the double. I don't know, but anyway, it says it has a 2-stitch repeat pattern. I think I can handle that. Okay, moving right on along. I want to crochet some fingerless gloves. Now, let me tell y'all about fingerless gloves. I used to think that fingerless gloves were useless. Okay, how can something be beneficial when your fingers are out? They're useless. But I've been working from home, and I've been working from home for a while, and especially like in the morning, my hands get cold, but I don't want to wear gloves in the house and type with those. Like, I do a lot of typing at work, and I don't want to I don't want to wear gloves. And so I was thinking like, ooh, maybe fingerless mitts would be cool, because usually fingerless mitts will come up to like here, maybe like right at the I guess like at the bottom of your fingers, and then there's a little bit on the thumb. And so I was like, that would be perfect because my hands or my fingers would still be free to type while my hands are being warmed. And so I was like, that would be really cool. Also, I don't know about y'all, but like my whole body can be warm, but my fingers and my toes can be freezing. Or my hands and my feet rather can be freezing. And so especially like if I'm gonna get in the car to go somewhere, thank goodness we have a heated steering wheel or my fingers would just fall off from frostbite. Um, so dramatic, so dramatic. Anyway, I think having some fingerless mitts would be really good for that, especially when I'm getting in the vehicle and I'm waiting for the heated steering wheel to warm up. First world problems. First world problems, y'all. That's so sad. Anyway, yes, I want to make some fingerless mitts. But the thing is, I have no idea where to look. I want to crochet these mitts. And so if you have any really good fingerless mitt pattern suggestions, let me know below. I would definitely love to look at them because I really want to get started on those. All right, y'all. Let's see. And I think another thing too, because I've been looking at a few patterns and I have noticed that a lot of them use fingering and sock weight yarn. And so I feel like this would be a really good way for me to use up some of the smaller weight yarns that I have because I have a lot. I have a lot. I mean, I really shouldn't say I have a lot, but I would say I have about 4 skeins of fingering weight yarn that I really would like to use up. And I think fingerless mitts would be a great way to do that. Okie dokie. So let's move on. So as I said in my last video, I have set a goal to reach 10,000 subscribers. Yes, I want to reach 10,000 subscribers. Yeah, that is definitely a goal of mine. You know, I'm going on my 8th year of being on YouTube, and yeah, I would really, really like to do that. I enjoy making videos. I enjoy editing videos. I love the whole process. I love interacting with y'all in the comments and my YouTube community tab. And yes, I do go a little bit more into this in my last video, but I definitely want to do that. And I wanted to mention it again because my last video was about knitting. And you know, maybe you all are into the knitting thing. Maybe you just watch the crochet stuff, which is totally cool. I definitely used to be that type. I was like, I'm not watching knitting videos. I do not knit. But anyway, I would like to reach 10,000 subscribers. And so, you know, if you all would share my videos, I would really, really appreciate it if you help me reach that milestone. And so, you know, if you already are subscribed, I would appreciate it if you were to share. And if you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing if you like my content. And yeah, that's really all I'm gonna say about that. But I'm just, I don't know, I'm grateful. Like, this is fun. I don't really get that excited about a lot of things, but when I talk about yarn, yeah, it's like a whole nother switch goes off. So yeah, I really, 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 really want to get to 10,000 subscribers. But if I don't, it is fine because people are more important than views, and that's how I see it. And for me, I'm so grateful about, or for the people that continue to come back and watch my videos. So that's where the importance is in the people, not necessarily the views. But I don't know, it's just a milestone that I would like to hit this year. All right, let's see. Oh yes, I did tell y'all that I was going to talk about pattern sizes. Okay, so I have a few notes. All right, now each pattern that I discussed today has size ranges from around a 30-inch bust all the way up to a 62-inch bust, except for 2 of them. Now, the Emilia sweater has a size range of a 31-inch bust up to a 45-inch bust. Now, I barely made that because I have a 44-inch bust, so I barely got in there. So please keep that in mind when you're thinking about making these patterns, that they both have a lot of positive ease. And so, you know, if you make these and you know, maybe it's a little too small for you, please remember that it does have positive ease, and you can always maybe like customize it, add a few stitches here and there, or just use a bigger hook size. But I do understand that not all patterns are customizable. Now, I actually have a question because I found something very, very interesting about these two patterns. Okay, so both patterns are written for sizes extra small to 3XL, but their extra small and their 3XL represent totally different measurements. So the 3XL size for the Emilia sweater is a 45-inch bust. However, for the Mandisa, the 3XL size is for a 52-inch bust. So you have two patterns that both go up to a 3XL, but their 3XL is for two completely different sizes. And one is for 45 inches, one's for 52 inches. And that's quite a distance. That's like 7 inches of difference, but they're both saying that their patterns go up to 3XL. And that's not like throwing shade at the designer. I'm not a designer. I'm not a garment designer. So if you are a garment designer, whether it is knit or crochet or sewing, that would be great. If you are a clothing designer in general, let me know why sizes aren't more uniform. Like I said, I'm not complaining. I'm not a designer, so I don't know. But it's just really interesting to me that you can have two patterns that go up to a 3XL, and one is for a 45-inch bust and the other is for a 52-inch bust. And so I was wondering, like, is it based on designer's preference? Is it based on the body measurements of the testers? Maybe. Or is it something else? I don't know. I am really curious to know. And so if you all have the answer, let me know in the comment section below. So if you are interested in knitting also, I did make a video about my knitting plans and goals for 2023. And I have a link in the description box to all of my crochet supplies. And also check out my YouTube community tab. I love, love, love reading you all's responses to those, especially the surveys. I just love to see where y'all's heads at. And yeah, so let me know what you worked on while watching, or what's your current whip right now. I would really like to know. Or maybe you just chilled today, which is totally fine. Now, if you would like to continue or further support my channel, I will leave my Ko-Fi link below. Thank you so much for watching. And to continue to watch, you can just simply click on one of the videos on the end screen. So until next time, bye. I want to knit oh Lord, girl, this is not a knitting video. Crochet.